fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
Halloween celebrations in South Korea went all wrong after a stampede took the lives of 150 revelers. And no, it was not an attempt to fit all those people in a Volkswagen Beetle. The North Koreans taunted their southern neighbors, pointing out that the only time their citizens die is from real things like famine. Former President Obama campaigned for Democrat candidates in Georgia, warning that the Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker was just a celebrity who wants to be a politician, and that it should turn off voters more than a politician who wants to be a celebrity. Strangely absent from the rallies has been current leader of the party, Joe Biden, who had a rough patch this week, claiming that the United States had 54 states and Kamala Harris was the president. You know, the media is cozying up to old Joe when he's actually falling asleep during interviews. Let's declare a pandemic amnesty, asks an op-ed in the Atlantic magazine. And our pandemic expert, Dr. Jihad Joe, is here to react. But I must warn you, his opinions are not in line with mainstream American health experts.
Pandemic amnesty for what? Like washing my hands for 60 seconds while singing "Oops, I Did It Again" won't scrub the guilt of beating my wife. I can't behead my neighbor for breaking social distancing rules. How about politicians who have 5 shots and still got COVID? My wife's face covering isn't protecting her from Satan's lustful eyes and COVID. I could have held the hand of our dying brother rather than let him die alone in a nursing home. Like and subscribe to the channel. For every like, I promise to free one of my slaves back home.
Affirmative action is under threat. In a Supreme Court case against Harvard University, Asian students are arguing that they are being discriminated against. This shows that while they might be good at math and science, Asians just don't understand that affirmative action is as American as apple pie with rainbow icing. How else would you explain our first African-American vice president, our first female 4-star general, our first zombie president, our first black white supremacist, and our first midget pharma rep? According to studies, a third of white students do not select white on their college applications. So technically, all those colored students getting discriminated against are actually white. Take that, you whiny whites. The lawsuit argues that Asians are being punished as shown by a declining rate of admissions over time. You know, Harvard is full of themselves when they think they can outmath Asians with a graph. A transgender performer stripped down naked on live TV and played the keyboard with something other than his fingers. Oh, be careful with that. You could shoot an eye out. I honestly find this a bit unfair. The rest of us only have 10 digits, you know. The depraved man even took attention away from another European man who identifies as a disabled woman and spends most of his life in a wheelchair. Well, in case you're looking for a crutch, I know a guy. The man posing as a disabled appears to have developed his disease in a transparent and sickening attempt to evade his wife's demands of taking out the garbage. The trash isn't the only thing that smells funny in this story. Disney has released its first plus-size heroine aimed at children. The protagonist is a ballet dancer as she battles her inner self and inner thighs, sews together her own plus-size leotard, and reinforces the stage with steel beams. Supporters claim that fat characters are underrepresented in TV shows, while opponents say that in real life, they're already occupying plenty of space.
G.I. Joe.